Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we have something incredibly cool to check out. It is a really cool box that has just arrived in the mail, and quite clearly you can see, obviously from the title of the video and the thumbnail, but you can see just looking at this that we have a really cool T-Rex silhouette right there as far as the skeletal remains go, and it is obviously a very Jurassic World style symbol, and then top secret preview underneath. So we have kind of a preview, although these figures are actually released already, or at least I think most of them are. Actually, I would imagine all of them are at this point. But what we see here is a package from Toymonster International, which you can see the logo down here. They have just sent this package over to me to unbox and check out with you guys. The box here is incredibly cool, sporting a beautiful Jurassic World style appearance to it. And again, it contains some really cool stuff that I cannot wait to open up and check out with you guys. Over here on the side, we have 10,000 volts, danger, so even more of a Jurassic World-like appearance. And then if we take a look at the back here, even though it is upside down, because now we see the Toymonster International and Universal logos are all upside down, but you can definitely see that again. It sports more of that beautiful packaging here on the back. And actually, once we get to the top of the box, before I even pull this open, you can see that it does say Captives Original Edition, as well as Zoom Riders, which I actually did not even realize that these Zoom Riders were created by Toymonster International, so that's really exciting. Definitely something that I'm excited to take a look at. But obviously we have reviewed the entire first wave of the Captives Original Edition figures, and I loved those. They were easily the best Jurassic World minifigures I've ever seen, so I'm psyched to check out some of these newer ones from the Captives line, as they now have Camp Cretaceous figures out. So we've got this open. Oh boy, caution. Something roarsome is coming. That's really awesome. And then once we open this up, we can now see Captives Original Edition, as well as Zoom Riders in here yet again. And then once we get down here into the box, we can see all kinds of these really cool eggs laying around, as well as I believe a Zoom Rider down here. And then a Dinomates figure, which looks awesome as well. So I'm going to go ahead, pull all of these out, and we'll take a look at them from there. And now we have everything out. You can see the Zoom Rider that we actually have is a Triceratops. So that is really, really awesome. Definitely a very nice looking figure overall. And then we have a Dinomates plush figure, which also looks to be a Triceratops. And then we have a bunch of these Captives Camp Cretaceous Jurassic World eggs. And as far as the eggs go, you can see that the Camp Cretaceous packaging looks fantastic on these. I really love that beautiful Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous logo. We've got the Captives right there. We have kind of a sneak peek of our dinosaur, telling us to build our dinosaur army. And then here on the back, a little bit more information. As we turn it, we get back to the front here. We see the Toymonster International logo, and then pop and lock dinosaurs in slime. So we've got quite a few of these guys to open up. I'm really interested to see what species we have hiding in here, and then also open this guy up and take a look at our Zoom Rider as well. So actually I'm going to open up the Dinomates plush figure first. And there is our little Triceratops. And he is incredibly, incredibly cute. If we move these Captives eggs over just a little bit, you can see that the Triceratops is really, really beautiful looking. As far as a plush figure goes, he's super small and incredibly adorable, sporting a very baby-like appearance to him. The actual texturing to the figure is really cool as well, because it actually kind of has like a scaly-like appearance, and the scales on the plush have like a little bit of a flashy shininess to them, so they shine off of the light really nicely. You can also see the Jurassic World logo right there up on the top. Very nice grayish coloration for our baby Triceratops. Beautiful blue eyes, and it even has a little bit of like a white coloration there, kind of poking up within the black area to sort of insinuate a little bit of eye shine. Again, the figure as a whole is incredibly adorable and definitely sports a really nice baby Jurassic World style Triceratops. He's a little bit warped at this point because he's been squished within his egg, so I think that these should, end up in the places that they should be up here as time goes on, but fresh out of the egg they're a little bit squished, obviously, considering this poor little guy has just hatched. Definitely a fun little figure. And then as far as the Zoom Rider Triceratops goes, you can see that as far as the actual detailing aspect, That is beautiful. It really resembles a Jurassic World style Triceratops, and I'm not surprised by this fact because of the fact that the Toymonster International line has been really good as far as the detailing and sculpting aspect of their figures, and I really think they've done a great job on this Triceratops. And on top of the actual sculpting of the Triceratops, the paintwork is beautiful as well, although we don't usually see Triceratops in the Jurassic World films with a greenish coloration. This one specifically looks fantastic as far as the paintwork goes, because you have some nice grays for the horns and the beak and all of the spikes that run around the frill, but the actual body is painted really nicely with a greenish coloration, but then there's like a very dark green wash, so it has a overall like a really nice realistic appearance to the paintwork of the figure, and that paintwork, due to that nice wash, allows the figure to shine off just how incredible the detailing aspect of it is. Like, it really has a very, very highly detailed sculpt to it, and even the toenails are painted on our Triceratops, which is really, really incredible if you ask me. Again, the eyes are painted with a nice black. They even sport a bit of a gloss coat to them. So on something that is like just a really cool, fun little dinosaur type of a car, Toymonster International goes the extra mile as far as giving you an absolutely beautiful Triceratops on top of your car. That is just awesome. And if we pull this back, you can see that Triceratops definitely does exactly what it says. Look at the wheels are still spinning. He just kind of ran out of zoom space, but it definitely zooms on by, which is a really, really cool aspect of this Triceratops. And now we get to the captives figures, which I'm really excited to see again what species are inside these eggs. If we get this packaging off right here and we take away the kind of like artwork that we have on this, that's really cool. You kind of see like some nice detailing to the egg. Like straight away as we get this off and we move throughout the egg, you see like the really cool cracks to the egg. So that's really neat. It obviously looks like the egg is hatching, but we have another layer underneath because we can see another, area of the egg that looks to be really beautifully textured underneath this area. So we'll have to peel this off as well. And then once we get through that, we'll take this off and take a look at our egg itself. And now we have a really cool looking greenish egg. And I must say that is a very nice looking egg. Like, that is beautifully detailed. It really impresses me how Toymonster International, again, just really goes the extra mile as far as their figures go. The overall presentation is gorgeous on this egg, as well as pretty much everything else from them. So once we open this up, we got slime for sure. You could see that and that's really cool actually, because now it looks like the egg has genuinely hatched. Like, that is a really, really neat aspect. I did not, initially when I had received the first wave of the Toymonster International captives figures, I never got on any of the eggs. It was just the figures. So I never had an opportunity to look at the slime deal as far as the eggs go. But now actually having it here, that is really, really awesome. I'm actually a pretty big fan of this, and I normally don't like anything slime related, but it genuinely looks now like the egg has just hatched. That is really awesome. And the slime did not want to come off right there. So then we take our little slip with, obviously has our dinosaur in there, our little bag. We have more of that slime, so there is plenty of slime to go around. So if you have kids, trust me, this is definitely something they are going to get a kick out of. I know kids love slime nowadays. My kids are in love with slime as well, but this has a very realistic, as far as like what would be potentially inside of an egg type of a look. Like, look at that. That's really, really cool looking. And obviously kids are going to enjoy the slime aspect of these eggs. But once you get past the slime and we dump our dinosaur and all of its pieces out here onto the table, as well as the little slip there that comes with it, this looks to be the Indominus Rex. I still have some slime on my fingers, but this definitely looks to be the Indominus Rex right here. It absolutely is. There is the head for our Indominus. So you'll just pop the figure together like the egg said, and then we put the tail on, and there is our Indominus. And straight away, I'm really excited to see that this Indominus actually, well, first of all, fell over on me, looks a little different in comparison to the initial Indominus from the Toymonster International line. And that was one thing I was wondering, is exactly if they would look a little different in comparison to the first wave, the first run, as far as the figures that are kind of repeats in the sculpt department. And you can definitely see that these figures definitely look different. The initial version was a little bit whiter. The newer one has a much stronger dark wash to it, which gives it some really cool difference in comparison to the original version, the original Indominus. And you can definitely see that up close here, that they look really cool, and it is awesome to have, again, a little bit of difference between the two. Definitely a beautiful Indominus sculpt. I loved the sculpt of this figure from the initial release, and it looks absolutely awesome right here. And then we actually have the little card dealie that we have here that does say Indominus Rex right there. And on top of that, we also have this slip, which tells us all of the other dinosaurs that are included in this line, which you can see there are numerous, some of which are brand new, some of which are kind of repeats of figures that we've had prior. But now that we see the Indominus looks different, that is very exciting as far as that goes. And we also have some ultra rare glow-in-the-dark figures as well. And then here on the back, we have some information as far as how to actually play the game with the figures. And then you can see more information as we move along here, the pop and lock your dino aspect of the figures. And everything is awesome in there as well. And then the next one is parts are flying out everywhere, and even some slime now has landed on the table. And this time it appears as though we have Velociraptor Blue, which is really, really awesome. We'll go ahead and slap Blue's head on here. Get it on there. We'll pop and lock our figure's head as the eggs tell us to do. And now we have Velociraptor Blue put together as well. And just like with the Indominus, this one actually has a really cool dark wash to it, which is very different than what we've seen previously on Blue. And I'm actually going to have reviews of all of these up very soon, so I'm not going to look into each and every one of them too much. I just kind of wanted to show you with the initial Indominus that there was a difference between that and the newer version, just like I can definitely see a difference with this Velociraptor Blue and the previous version as well. And then we have our little Velociraptor Blue type of a card right here. So once we actually have all of the wrapping off of all of the different eggs, I decided to just bring the eggs in to show you how cool they look together. It honestly looks like a dinosaur nest here sitting before me. So the eggs themselves are awesome enough, but of course the figures are the main attraction here. And I haven't taken any of the figures out of the actual packaging yet. So we'll just dump the next one down here, and oh, look at this. Apparently this is a glow-in-the-dark one, which is really awesome, as these guys are the more rare figures, I believe, as far as what the packaging has told me. So we're going to pop this one together, and this one looks to be the Baryonyx. Yes, definitely the glow-in-the-dark Baryonyx. Pop that head on, and there we go. Look at that. That is super cool. Really cool, super rare figure, I guess, as far as what the artwork is telling me. I do believe these ones are the really hard to find versions. So you can see Baryonyx glowing in the dark right there. And then we have our little checklist again to show us which figures are included in the line. And yes, we have ultra rare, actually. They are ultra rare to get the glow-in-the-dark ones. So it's nice to have one of those straight away. And then the next one that we have here, which there's pieces flying out. Oh, I can already tell it's the Pteranodon because we have the head right here was the first thing that fell out. If we can get the rest of this poor Pteranodon out. There we go. Oh, there we go. Our Pteranodon is put together, and I really, really like this one. Like, this one looks beautiful as far as the coloration goes. Definitely a very nice, very lifelike look. The last one was kind of a brighter looking version. This one definitely looks a lot more realistic as far as the tones of color chosen. And I also am noticing that I'm seeing pupils on a lot of these, and I do remember there were a few last time that kind of had missing pupils, and that was something I had stated I would like to have seen improved upon in future releases. And we also have the Pteranodon little card right here, and I can definitely say that it appears as though they have done just that. And then the next one that we have to bring in here is the Baryonyx again. Now the non-glow-in-the-dark version of the Baryonyx. I believe this is Baryonyx Grim. Pretty sure. We'll get our Baryonyx put together. And the last Baryonyx from the first line was one of my favorite figures in the entire set. And This one probably is going to be exactly the same, and man, does that look good. These minifigures from these captives figures are just like absolutely beautiful continuously. And this one definitely looks extraordinarily gorgeous. I cannot wait to get each and every one of these up for review. And of course we have our little Baryonyx card right here. And we have 2 left here to unbag, I guess you could say. So let's pop that. Oh, actually we got another of the Baryonyx. That was pretty convenient timing to get exactly the same Baryonyx twice. So now we have 2 of this Baryonyx. And that's one thing about these kind of surprise egg type dinosaurs, is you never know exactly who you are going to get. So it's always kind of a big surprise as to which figure you are going to get. But yet another really gorgeous looking Baryonyx now. So that means we've got 3 Baryonyx just in this lot alone. And the final one that we have here to check out is... and it is actually the Pteranodon again. So we've got another of the Pteranodon. So we'll go ahead and pop that head in. And yes, we now have 2 Pteranodon as well. So a few repeats. And we've also got one of the ultra rare figures. But what we have this time again is a really awesome Toymonster International unboxing of just a ton of awesome stuff. We have this Pteranodon card in there. But we've got some of the captives Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous eggs. You can see the eggs themselves over here. And then we also, of course, have the plushie and then the Zoom Rider back there. So tons of really awesome stuff. And I want to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to Toymonster International for sending this stuff over for us to unbox and check out here on the channel. That was incredibly kind of them, and I cannot wait to again get some reviews up of these Toymonster Captives Jurassic World figures in the very near future. Everything you see before you is incredibly awesome. I know these are found in Australia primarily, but they have just recently started to arrive in the United States. I believe they've been found at Kroger stores, potentially. I'm pretty sure that's where I had heard that they were showing up. So make sure you check your local Kroger stores and Meijer stores and score yourself some of these unbelievably beautiful Toymonster International Jurassic World figures. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.